Good morning, everyone. This is Sharon. Today I am here to share with you my latest design team project for Raindrop Lila. This is also a first for me, my first ever flip-flop journal. And I thank Leslie for that idea because I know I'm going to be making a lot more of these. I really enjoyed it and it came together pretty easily. What I used for the base of my cover for this journal is a legal sized manila envelope or manila folder. And I just folded it into kind of an M shape to create the creases for my 3 signatures. And it comes together really easily that way. I think I'm going to be using that method again. And it's easy to cover it as well. So this journal is very much probably the most neutral journal I've ever made, and I had to keep reminding myself as I was working on it to minimize the color. There is still some color in here, but I tried to keep it as neutral as possible. The main kit that I used to put this together is the Pretty Neutrals collection, and I also used quite a few of her pretty aesthetic photos. Those are the 2 primary, and then I used a few other kits for the ephemera and some other things in there as well. And I'll try to link most of the ones that I can remember that I used down below in the description. So for the tie, I used this really pretty kind of taupe dotted sari ribbon, and then I clipped on this pretty pink little clip. And then I wrapped that around a couple times to keep it together. And then for my cover, I decided to use this vintage envelope and just use that as a little flip on the front. And then I didn't like the stamp that was on there, so I added one of my own vintage French, or this one is Italian actually, stamp on there. And then I did not do much to embellish the backside. I added a little piece of lace, but it has this original wax seal on there. This is from the late 1800s, so I didn't really want to mess with it too much. And then I've got the original letter tucked inside there as well. And then for the main cover, I've got this little lace overlay that I put over the top of this beautiful swan image. And then I added a little bit of 3D stenciling on the top and the bottom. I hope you could see this. I zoomed it in as close as I could, I thought, so I could catch it all. And then I used some of the pretty neutral paper on the background of the cover. So if we head on inside the first signature, on this first page, I just added a wax seal and a little bit of twine, some beautiful twine that I got from Wynette and Wynette's Crafting Corner. And as long as I'm on that subject, I just want to thank Wynette so much for a little piece of happy mail. I'm going to grab it. That she sent me, and it was so thoughtful and so sweet, and she's the nicest lady, and she's always thinking of everyone else. And I thank you so much, Wynette, for this. I love every single piece in there, and I've been using her Italian twine quite a bit in some of my journals. So the next page, we've got this corner tuck made from an old hanky with a little bit of crocheted edging on there. And then I created a couple of tags that I put in that pocket. Did some collaging on these and added some ribbon on the top. I've got this old piece of handwritten paper. And then here in this page, I just embellished with this frame. On this page, I created a shallow pocket on the bottom. And then in there, I've got this tag. And then this piece of Italian ephemera from an old book page. And then this is one of Lydia's kits as well. I don't remember what it is. It's like an embroidery pattern. And then over on this page is made from a piece of vintage wallpaper, really pretty roses on there. And then I just created this little card. She has these beautiful images of these women as well. And so I've incorporated a number of these, and then I just created this little writing spot and inserted this little piece of dotted tulle in there. Here I created a belly band with this punched piece of paper. And then in there I've got this piece. It's got some old ledger paper on the back for writing, and then this pretty image on the front. This is an old book page. And then got another journaling card here. I stenciled on the back of that, but you could still write over that. And then I used another one of her pretty lady images down here. I just love the soft colors in this neutrals kit that she has. I did something a little bit different in the center of this signature. I took some linen fabric that I had and I stamped on it. I stitched on these two pockets and sort of made these little mini vases. And then I took some of my pressed flowers and just inserted those into the two pockets. And I thought they looked nice with the birds on that page. I think this is the most color you'll see in this journal. And then here I just added a little bit of lace for an embellishment. And then on this side of the page, I punched the edge of that book page. And then here I just created another little journaling spot that folds over, and I've got this little band on there that can slide off. And then I tuck some writing paper in the back side as well. Oops. Get my clip back on there. Then here I've got another lacy belly band, and then in there I've got this little trading card piece that I made in a tutorial a little while back. And then I've also got another journaling spot. I've got some old fabric on there, and then this is one of Lydia's images on the back side. The other side of that pretty wallpaper. And then in this pocket, I've got some vintage Italian ephemera, this onion skin typed piece in the front, and then this tag that I made in the back from an inventory tag. Again, some of her pretty images. This I waxed so you can kind of see through that with the frame on there, and to write on the back. Again, added some antique lace to the top of this page. Here I created a little flip out. So I kind of folded the paper and then put a little tab on there with the string. And then on the back side, I just left these flaps loose so it creates a little tuck spot, and I put this pretty lady in there. I think it'd be a fun little secret place to tuck things. And then I've got this tag that I made, and I just backed that with this lace pocket and then added a couple of pieces in there, a tag and another piece of paper for writing. I love this beautiful swan image with the greeny blue background. It's so pretty. And then here's the back cover of the first signature, and then we go into the second signature. On this one, I created this corner pocket from these pretty, another of one of Lydia's pretty photos. I just love this collection. I can't think of the name of it now. It's just gorgeous. And then got some velvet on here with a little button. That pretty lady. Here I created this diagonal band, kind of a tuck spot in the corner. And then I think this is pretty aesthetic photos. It's the same one as that last one. Just a beautiful collection of photos. And then here I created this sheet with some writing space in the back, kind of a little scrappy pad for writing, and this velvet trim on the top of that. And then this page is from a vintage cookbook that I have. And then here I printed this page on vellum, and I just like the way you could see through. And then I've got a shorthand page here. And then I created a side tuck with a very old piece of book page, an old rag paper book page. I don't know if this is probably from the 1700s, I'm guessing. And then I just have this cute little card with some buttons, some vintage buttons on there, and this pretty lady. And then this is a page from a floral book that I have. I created this teeny little side tuck on this side. And then I did some image transfer with this veiled lady, one of Lydia's photos. I just love that picture. And then I put it onto this piece, one of her pretty wallpapers. And then on the inside, there's plenty of writing room. I just added these little fabric tabs in here and used some rusty pins to pin on these little stamps. Those stamps are from Roxy Creations. It's just a fun little kind of booklet. Oh, and I put some little lace on the top too. Here I stenciled this kind of fragment of a chandelier on there. And I just love how that plays with this chandelier picture on this side. So I created this little kind of an envelope thing from a piece of old music paper, and then inside there I just have a couple pieces of ephemera that I tucked in. And then this actually flips out. I've got this metallic trim on there, and then I've got another piece of antique ephemera, an old onion skin letter from 1900, and then of course the pretty background. And then here on this side tuck, I created this little kind of a faux calling card with Lydia's pretty ladies on there. And then this is from one of her kits as well. I just ran a ribbon through the two pieces. And then this is a book page from a book that I have on Paris. The other side of that vellum sheet. And then here I just clipped on this thin tag or bookmark. Got this pretty greenish ribbon on there. Placed right on the back. And then here I've got another lace corner tuck. And in there I put this pretty blue letter. It's a French letter from 1855. And then I also have this tag that I made, another beautiful chandelier image, and some coffee dye paper on the back of that one. And then on this back cover for this section, I just added this greenish side pocket, so it's quite generous. You could get quite a few things in there. I just got this piece of Italian ephemera in there. It's a onion skin type sheet from the 1960s. Just leave that in there. And then here's the back cover, another beautiful swan image. And I just layered that with some scripty paper and some lace. And then we head on into our third signature. So here I created a top tuck with this beautiful swan image. And then I just tucked this image of the water and boats in there. And then I love this image of this lady. I just put some photo corners around her. Did a little stenciling on the top of that page. Here I created a little lavender sachet with a glassine envelope, and then I just added some lace and a button on top of that. I probably should take that off because I need to flip out this. Here I added these little metal filigree pieces for the flips, and then there's just some shallow pockets in the bottom there, and then I've got this journaling piece. I did some stenciling on the back of this with craft paper. Here I've got an organza ruffle on that side of the page. This is some old tapestry fabric that I used for the tab. lace doily that I coffee dyed. And then here I just created, these were actually tags in one of Lydia's kits. And I just used it as a tab at the top of the page. And then in there I tucked a couple of tags that I made with some of her beautiful photos. Some old book page on the back. And then this is an old French ledger sheet that I used for the page. And then on this side, I brought that over the top and created a tab on this side as well. And then in there, I've got this antique invoice from 1907. And just some of my watercoloring swatches on book page. And then over here on this side of the page, I took this velvet ribbon and just kind of embellished the page with it. Added a little bit of sari trim to the top of it. And then in the center of the signature on the strings, I added these shell buttons. And then I created 2 pockets with some vellum. It's kind of a really thin pinstripe vellum. I just printed on that with those pretty oval images. And then I added in the pockets these little bookmark tags. And this is also part of Lydia's neutral kit. She's got some pretty labels. This one says Echoes of the Past. And I added some lace on the top, and I just did a little bit of gold leafing on the back. And this one as well says A Grace That Shines. Again, some gold leafing. I absolutely love this image. I love the spread because I like the way this image goes with this beautiful greenish ribbon on the bottom. And then I added this kind of blingy, almost looks like a buckle, but it's just a little square piece on there. And then over on this side, I've got another tab that I made from a tag. And in there, I tucked this. It's a postcard invitation. It says, yourself and lady are invited to attend a dance. And the admission was 75 cents per couple. I thought that was kind of cute. Just added some lace and a sticker to the back to embellish it a little bit. And then here on this page, I tucked in this little journaling spot. I've just tucked in some grid paper into the pocket. Love that pretty image. And then another old piece of antique. This looks like German to me or something similar. Book page. And I just created some pockets in the bottom and tucked in a couple of pieces in there. Here I embossed some handmade paper. Just added that to embellish the page. And then here I've got another one of those metal tabs. And then in this pocket, I've got some ladies that I printed on vellum. I think these are from the Neutral Ephemera kit. I just printed them on vellum and backed them with some book page so you could see that through them. I just thought they were kind of pretty. And I pinned those onto this vintage envelope. And there's a place that you could tuck something in the back as well. Here I've got a flip out. Some pretty paper, a lot of space for writing there. And then I've got this little journaling card and a book page from an embroidery book that I have, a French one. And then here on the back cover of this section, I just have this corner tuck that I made from one of these beautiful images again with the dresser. And then I just tucked these 2 ladies in there. Vintage photo that I have. And that brings us back around to the front side. I hope you enjoyed that flip through. I really loved working with this kit, Lydia. It's just so pretty and so soft. This journal is going to be put in my Etsy shop, so at the time of the airing of this video, it'll already be in there. And if you don't find it, it means it's already gone. So I thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.